Finally, we are finished in the hospital and on our way home. Feel a bit fuzzy after the infusion. Drops my blood pressure, and then coming out into the cold is a bit like ugh. But I tend to get home and collapse a bit. Not always. On the odd occasion I'll have a good one and I won't have too bad a side effect, but for the most part I get about a day or two of bad side effects where I just pass out, and then it starts to kick in and my joints start to feel a bit like less swollen, and my lungs feel less swollen after as well. And that's usually when I get to do a little workout because I'm in the best place I can be. I'm just hoping it gets me to that rollover, like remission, where it doesn't, because at the moment it sort of stops working before I'm due for the next one, about a week or more before I'm due for the next one. So it's I tend to feel quite swollen, tender. My joints like will flare up. I dropped my phone on my toe the other day and I think I broke my toe, like just chipped the bone or something. It's pretty bad, like it's pretty black and blue, and it goes right up my foot, even though that wasn't touched. The part of the foot wasn't touched, but the bruising goes all the way up. But and that made my ankle and my knee swell up. It didn't get up to my hip though, yeah, and so touch wood it won't now. But before, when I was on it in 2022 going on to 2023, it was really good. Like I was getting, like I'd stopped having bad side effects. I was having like the whole month I was feeling like literally like myself before I got RA. Whereas at the moment I still feel like I've got RA, very much so. But it's not as bad as it can be, and it was worse before I started doing it. Like started back on the infusions, it was much worse. I was really crippled up. So at least now I can walk around the house and that, you know. That's a benefit, like positive. I don't like to harp on the negatives too much because there's a lot of negatives with this disease, and so I like to try and focus on what is good. I might not have a remission right now, but I know that I have been and can be a lot worse, a lot more crippled up and a lot more struggling with my lungs, and I've been pneumonia free since September, and middle of September I think. I've been like pneumonia free since middle of September I think, so it's nice. It's good to feel like I'm not burning with infection and risking sepsis, do you know what I mean? And they have said now, like I'm at that stage where if antibiotics keep not working with me, then I will develop a superbug that I won't be able to get rid of. So, and that's their main concern now, is that I'm quite often neutropenic. Basically my immune system's just shot. I can't fight off anything, and what might be like a sniffle for someone else ends up very serious for me. So it can be frustrating, that side of it, because I can be doing quite well and then pneumonia hits and I'm buggered, and it sets me back like months, and I'm incapable basically. But yeah, it can set me back months when I get like pneumonia. It can set me back months if my body flares up, my rheumatoid flares up. It's not something I'd wish on anyone, but you know, we keep going as best we can. I've found, certainly, I can't wait to see my pulmonologist, because I want to tell him, like, I think this is the Pilates that's improving my lung function for me. And, like, improving lung function is difficult. Once it declines, it's usually, you know, you're declining, that's it, you're on your way out. It is, like 2 years ago, they were telling me, like, you know, it's highly unlikely to survive a year with this disease, with the rate at which you are declining. If you continue to decline the way you are, you won't get through a year. And so I didn't want to ever take that on board. No, I think I've got longer. I think I can manage it. I think I can survive it. And yeah, I thought I could, like, I don't know, I just felt like I'm doing really well, even though I've got this new diagnosis with my lungs keep declining. And that I'll see how I go. You know, I didn't tell people, like, this is what they've said, because I thought I don't want to scare people, because I've done that before and I survived, so, you know. And I'm here like 2 years later, and doing quite well, considering I've had some bad moments, but I'm surviving it. And I've actually improved my lung function. Both times that I've started Pilates, it's increased my lung volume, so it's got to be that's helped. And the thing is people think that I started exercising because I want to look good. I didn't ever expect to look good again, and I didn't care either. You know, like, I was okay with the fact that I don't look great, that I've been disabled for 10 years, that I was massively overweight. So yeah, I'm like, I'm really happy to have my looks back, as in I looked like I looked and like I expected to look before I got rheumatoid arthritis at 35, when I became disabled. I really didn't ever expect to look like my old self again. I started exercising because I wanted to be as fit and strong as possible, build up my muscles, mostly for my back. It started off from my back. My spine is literally fucked in many ways, top and bottom, and it was collapsing on itself, like the vertebrae were slipping and collapsing down on themselves. Not slip discs, but slipping vertebrae, and that's not good. I've got bone spurs in my neck, bone spurs in my lumbar. Take the exit. Spine. I started it just wanting to build up enough strength to stop having horrible nerve spasms in my spine that used to make me jolt like 1,000 times a day. It would make me like, like proper jumping out of my skin with it. So yeah, I was like, I just wanted to get stronger. Then I started talking to Dylan, and of course I was like, this guy's 10 years younger than me. But I'm like, I'm 10 years older than him. I've only just come out of being like double my weight. I felt like I was shocked, to be honest, that he was even interested in me. And he's not the only one that's younger that's interested in me, but I allowed myself to be like attracted back to him in that way, and thinking that we were gonna be like best friends, but like have some fun and stuff. That was the plan anyway. But that's how it was with that. I mean, it wasn't me that went to him and said like, oh, by the way, I fancy you. I was 10 years older and not in the fit state to be like approaching anyone. I literally wasn't even looking for a relationship. So, good to me, guys. Much love, cRAzy folks. I'll see you again soon. Bye.